Your business is fucked in ChatGPT is why. Let me explain. I'm not being dramatic. This is what's actually happening right now. And people are changing how they find businesses. And if you are not adapting to this, you're invisible. The old playbook was you want customers, you rank on Google. Everyone goes, they pick whatever link, they check it out, they compare with the next website, they compare with the next website, they look at reviews, they look at your Google My Business. This is how it used to be. But here's what's changed. People aren't Googling anymore. They're asking. Now, what does this mean? It means the behavioral shift has changed. People do not go and ask or search in Google what is the best XYZ. No, they're asking specific questions because they want a specific answer. Hey ChatGPT, find me a good plumber in Seattle. Hey Claude, what's the best CRM for an agency? Hey Perplexity, what's a top rated dentist near me? What's happening is people are not going to Google. They are turning to their favorite friend, their best friend, their AI friend, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Grok, one of these LLMs who is now their best friend that they spend more time talking to than anyone else on the planet for most people. And guess what? It only gives one answer instead of 20 different links. It doesn't just give you the data. No, it tells you what to do. And that is a huge differentiator between Google, or the old version of what we know as Google, and AI. And you want to know something cool and something interesting is Google is actually killing itself. It is cannibalizing itself because it realizes this and it says, oh wow, ChatGPT, wow, we need to get Gemini. So what's going to happen next 2 years is we won't even have Google will not exist. It will just be a mix of Gemini and these AI overviews combined into this confusing AI looking thing that is now Google, but it is not the Google that we are using right now as of this video, 2026 Google. Now, how do you actually show up on ChatGPT? Well, it comes down to a few things. But first, let me get into if you don't understand why this is important. Let me keep building on this because you by the end of this video, my goal by the end of this video is for you to understand what is going on and this change backed by data, how you can get somewhat of a head start, and how you can actually position yourself to win over the next couple years where there's this huge transition. Businesses who are getting a lot of their leads from Google, like, what's going on? Why is our revenue dropping? While these newer businesses and these people who are more AI native and AI driven are getting all of their old clients, right? And so it's kind of like businesses are going to go two ways, right? So what side is your business going to be on with this? 40% of all searches from Gen Z are now using ChatGPT. This is growing drastically, right? Everyone is using ChatGPT. Everyone's mom's using ChatGPT. Everyone is using ChatGPT to find products and services. They are not going to Google anymore. If I want someone to fix my fence, I am going to ChatGPT, not Google. If I want a dentist, I am going to ChatGPT, not Google. You get the point, and you probably do the same. Your cousins probably do the same. Your friends do the same. Everyone does this now. And guess what? If they don't, next year they will. And the thing is, this number is growing, right? Everyone knows it. Google knows it. Everyone knows it. You cannot debate me on this. This is fact, and this is happening, and you need to understand this. Now, the question is if this will affect your business or whether you're going to adapt before your competitors do. Because guess what? You might be looking at this video like, oh, I'm early, I got this. But guess what? Your competitors, they also seen this video. And guess what? Whoever acts after this video is the one that's actually going to make a change and what's actually going to save or break or improve or deprove your business. Now, what is the big problem? The big problem is that AI doesn't know your business exists, right? You're not getting recommended on ChatGPT. And let's say maybe you have just gotten a few leads off ChatGPT. Did you do that on purpose? No. And if you don't, if you're just spraying and praying, that can work, sure. In the early days, that's gonna work. But in a few years, when everyone's doing this, no, that's not gonna work. You need to know, I put this in, I get this out. And it's really hard to do with AO and AI visibility, especially organic AI visibility, if you do not understand what you're doing. But there's people who do understand what they're doing and can actually say, hey, this is what we expect based on XYZ. Now, if your competitors get mentioned, if I look up best dentist and it says, hey, use Johnny's teeth cleaning or Johnny's whatever, right? And yours is Frank's teeth cleaning and you're not getting seen, guess what? You're not getting clients and you don't even know that this is happening. And it's not because that business is better than yours. It's not because they have more reviews. That's a big thing. Everyone's chasing reviews. It's not because they have more reviews. It's because AI actually knows who they are and what they do. Now, how do they know that? How does AI know that this business does this? Like, why is AI recommending Johnny's business and not my business, right? Well, it comes down to a few different things. First is going to be schema. Now, what is schema? Think of schema as like a book, right? Think of your website or your digital kind of presence, I guess. But let's say your website, right? Think of your website. Schema is like the book cover, and your website is like the pages inside the book. Now, if you went to a library and you tried looking for a book on how to do plumbing, but none of the books had any covers, how hard would it be to find a book on plumbing? It would be pretty hard, right? That's what schema is. And a lot of people, they don't have any schema, or they have really horrible schema because their web agency or whoever they hired to do their website didn't do anything properly, because guess what? The business owner doesn't know any of this exists, doesn't understand this, and doesn't really care until now, because they should care and they will care because of this shit. Because if AI doesn't know what your business is, you are effed. You are fucked. Sorry for swearing, but it's true. And yeah, like it's so important. You need to, if you're a local business, you need to mention that. I've worked with a few businesses. I was working with an eye care clinic, and they had their schema did not, like, you look at their schema, it didn't have any of their hours added, didn't have their locations added. They didn't have anything added, and they paid an absurd amount of money for their website. And guess what? And it's like, in the agencies that build these websites, and listen, I understand it from an agency's perspective. If I'm building a website, I'm not going to go and make a whole bunch of things pretty that you will never see and never complain about, right? That's not what I'm selling you. But you need to know these things, right? It's just like if I go, start trying to hire a lawyer, and they're, and I don't know what the hell I want, I'm going to probably spend $50,000 to get whatever I'm trying to figure out. Versus if I know what I want, I know what to look for, I'm probably only spend $5,000. Why? Because you need to understand what you need to understand, and schema is one of those things. So if you're talking with your web developer, or you can just go to schema.org, or you can go to, I built a custom tool called Rank on AI .io. Now DM me and I will give it to you for free, or I will check your schema for free, and I will say, is your schema set up properly, right? Because if it's not set up properly, then that's an issue. Like, this is like a tier issue for you right now. And don't be spending money on all these other things. No, fix your schema. And I tell this to so many people, and they don't understand this. And then I show them, the difference when I fix their schema, and they're like, oh my god, I wish I did this sooner. Yes, please do this sooner. And you might be confused. Just think of schema as a book cover, and you need to have a book cover if you want people to understand what your book is. Because if not, how am I supposed to know? How is anyone supposed to know, right? And yeah, this is just more about schema. Businesses that don't have schema or broken schema, yeah, they just don't show up. Another thing is, you need to actually let AI go to your website, right? You need to let it check your website, because a lot of people, they will block these web crawlers, right? And what happens is, these web crawlers can't scan your website. Guess what? That data doesn't get used in training. If that data doesn't get used in training, it's not going to cite you. And maybe you can get away with this if you have a huge brand, but it doesn't make sense not to do this, right? Because all you have to do is literally go to rankonai.io. Again, let me know, and I will give you this tool for free, so you can use this, or I'll do this for you. No, actually, I won't do this for you, but I'll give you this tool for free. You can go on there and it'll tell you exactly what to do. You copy and paste it, and you upload it into whatever site you have, and it's super easy. Next, AI crawls your website. That's just how it. That's just how it is. And if it can't crawl it, you're gonna have a lot of issues. And you can also see this by going to robots.txt on your website, and you might be looking at some stuff. You might be like, "What does this mean?" Use a tool if you're confused, because this is pretty confusing and it is somewhat technical. Number 3 is going to be authority signals, right? You need authority. And what does that mean? You need citations and you need mentions from other websites. You need citation blast, you need your NAP. You need quality backlinks, right? So, like a while ago, like 10 years ago, everyone was getting these blogs, right? These blogs written on them, these articles, these Forbes articles, all that stuff. Now that those articles are like, they didn't really, everyone went to meta ads and this media and stuff. Now it's going back to those. Guess what? All those blog posts and stuff are now resurfacing, and those people who had all those done are now ranking first on AI because they have all these citations and these credibility. So it matters more than ever. And I've talked to a few media publication companies who are big, right, who work with these medical spaces and stuff. And they're telling me, they're like, hey, I don't know how to monetize that. I'm scared because AI is going to take over my big blog post. I'm like, you are sitting on a gold mine. You just don't understand it. Because you can literally offer citation, like you can write blogs on different, companies or whatever, and build out citations and backlink to their website. And now you're going to give them an obscene amount of AI visibility. And you can charge even more than what you're charging now. It's just people are not seeing this, and it's one of those things, and truthfully, like for me, a lot of things that are out there, it's like I knew that they were going to come, but I didn't understand it until I saw it. And so it's one of those things that it's hard to understand. It's really hard because it's moving so quick, and I get it. And listen, I spent a lot of time on this. I spent years on this. I've been like, I am like, in terms of people who know their type of stuff, I'm really high up there, right? And so it's like, it's sometimes I get carried away and I'm like, oh, people should just know all these things. But it's like, no, and I completely understand. I get this is a lot. But I want you to just take a few, takeaways from this is that, like, hey, things are changing. Like, things are changing, and what worked before is not going to work. Just like things change in the past. Things are always changing, right? Water is always flowing. Everything is always moving. Everything in this planet is always moving. And your business and your marketing strategy always needs to be adapting and moving. Now, just to recap, old SEO, new AEO, answer engine optimization, ChatGPT, SEO, there's a million different keywords. It all means the same thing. Google's also going to change in Gemini, so it's basically, Google won't exist in 2 years. So if you're optimizing for just what Google is today, it's like, no, it's like trying to build a boat in a pond. It's trying to build a boat. Imagine I want to build a water park, that like a floating water park on a lake, but that lake is going to get drained next year. You know? But yeah, businesses who get on this early are going to literally dominate their market, right? Especially if you're a local business. Even if you're an e-com business, it's so uncompetitive right now. Like, if I wanted to rank for best, like, lamp, I could probably rank for best lamp. So anyone on ChatGPT goes, what is the best lamp? I'm looking for a lamp, and your e-com business shows up first. But if you're a local business, it's 10 times, it's 100 times easier. So, yeah, add schema, check your schema, update your schema, check your web crawler accessibility, and build citations and build site authority. Those are the 3 takeaways from this video. Please just look into this. Please jump on this. I know this is a lot, but it's the reality of running a business in 2026. Businesses that figure this out now will dominate AI search for the next decade, just like businesses that figured out SEO in the early days dominated Google, and then with meta ads, and now we're back to this. If you enjoyed this video, took some value out of this, please share it with a friend. Really try to keep everyone up to date on what's going on. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and to let me know if you enjoy this type of content. And if you have any questions, you want any tools, you want any value, drop a comment below and I will reply to every comment and get back to you. Cheers, guys. Best of luck.